Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, back to Train Sim World 3, and I thought we'd do a little bit of a rail tour. We're on the Midland Main Line. East Midlands Parkway, as an HST somewhere, is just leaving. And we're taking, we're taking out the Class 66 on a rail tour. This is the Climate Hero. It's Class 66, which we'll talk about in a second, because we're just ready to depart. So let us get the doors closed and we'll start getting the brakes off. Loughborough is the first stop. Let me just check actually where we are heading. Leicester. I could have just looked on the PIS there. Yeah, Leicester. So we've got Loughborough and Leicester. Right, let's go. Helps if I release the brakes properly, doesn't it? That was weird. That's what happens when you do it from outside the cab. Right, that should be good. We should be on our way now. Brakes coming off. There they go. Any minute now. There we go. Oh, that took a long time, didn't it? Anyway, we are in the Climate Hero. The reason that I'm running the Climate Hero is because I kind of reminded myself the other night when we did the Class 700 stream. We talked about the Class 66s that are appearing in southeastern high speed at Who Junction, and the fact that when we were on the outbound journey up to Dartford, all the Class 66 Creators Club liveries that I've subscribed to, not all of them, but quite a few, were appearing at Who Junction, just in the sidings there, and the Climate Hero is one of them. And I have run this on a video before, a long time back. It was on the London Commuter, actually. You'll find that on the channel if you go back. But it reminded me to dig this one out again and run it, and I thought, let's go to the Midland Main Line, because the problems recently on Midland Main Line, we've not run a lot of stuff on here, so we'll see if we can get to Leicester okay. I'm sure we will. We're on the PS5, remember. So Climate Hero, yeah, we were talking about this, and we were talking about the fact that I don't know if it does all the time, but it was running on vegetable oil, which I thought that was great. I thought it was a great story. And you know, people talk about these big noisy diesels, of which the 66 is obviously one, but if it's running on vegetable oil, that's great. And it was quite funny how we were next to the cooling towers as we set off, so there's heavy industry going on back there at East Midlands Parkway, and there we are running on vegetable oil. It's no less noisy, because of course this is just a Creators Club skid. It's not actually running on vegetable oil, but we can pretend, can't we? Everything's nice and green. You go in the cab, you got this, you know, you got the green metalwork on both sides, which is quite nice. The rest of the train is just the same as we're used to. It's great, the 66. I do love it. I do wish though we had something else as well to run the UK freight. What about you guys? There's got to be something else we can have coming up. I wouldn't mind actually a route that is freight based. You know, we get the US stuff, don't we, that's freight based. I wouldn't mind at all a freight based UK route. I wonder if we'll get that in the future. That might be a thing. But I think I should take a decent screenshot of this, being as this video is all about this train. So let me try and get as much of the train in as I can. Not get photo bombed by the gantries. That's the DSD going off. We've got 4.5 miles to Loughborough. I may run this as well in one of the next live streams we do for Train Sim World 3. We'll maybe run it on something a bit longer. This one today is about half an hour, I think, this video. up to Leicester. Let's see. But just wanted to run it. I thought, the 66 runs in so many places. Where shall I run it? I thought East Causeway. I thought, it's a lot of people's favourite route, East Causeway, but it isn't one of mine. That's controversial, isn't it? I don't mind it, but it's not one of my favourites. And I thought, well, we could go, we could go down to the Great Western Express. It's just one straight run, isn't it, down there? But I thought, we've done that plenty of times. I thought about all the other various routes. We've got the 66, including Glossop, which are very short runs. Very, very short runs. But then I decided to do Midland Main Line because of, as I said, we've not been on Midland Main Line that much since we were waiting for that first patch, which has now come out. Things are working a lot better. I've been able to get into Leicester and Nottingham generally without it crashing on the PS5, which is brilliant. But in the HST, I still can't cancel the DSD with the circle button on the PlayStation controller. That's a shame. It's working okay in the 66, so more fixes to come, I'm sure. So I'm not worried too much about that. This is a great route, as we've seen before when we've been running it on stream. So I've got a yellow coming up. Speed will be reducing to 50, but not for another 1.6 miles. Is this a double yellow? It is. We'll start to put some brake in, and then we've got plenty of time to stop should we need to. Let's play out the cab. I know many of you don't mind a bit of both, but being as this video is about this 66, we should probably be having a look at it from the outside. 66004, I believe, is its real number as well, so that's quite nice. But I quite like green things anyway, and when I say green things, I mean the colour green. I do like environmentally green things as well, of course. That's important. And this yellow may be just because we're coming up to Loughborough. We could have the red straight after. I will speed up a little bit. This particular livery, I think, I will put it in the description afterwards, but I think it is by a player called Name is Ron, I'm sure. You'll see it, just search for the Climate Hero. It's got just under 1,200 subscriptions to it on the Creators Club, so it's quite a popular one. I was one of the first ones to jump on board. This could have been the first thing that I downloaded on the Creators Club, I'm almost sure it was. And I've run it many, many times. And that red has just turned to a yellow, so hopefully we can get into Loughborough. Just give it some horn. Who have we got? They're not saying much to each other, are they? They're all crammed in. I hope they're related. They're all crammed in there, and then just behind them it's quiet. If you guys have got any particularly favourite liveries, and indeed scenarios that you've got from the Creators Club, just drop them in the comments below, because I'm always looking for new stuff on the Creators Club. Especially actually scenarios, because they're nice to run as short videos. So if there is anything that you particularly like on there, drop it down below and I'll take a look at it. Right, so Loughborough is just under a mile. We're okay for the 50 speed limit coming in. We're due in now at 53, but that's fine. We're going to be slightly late. Let's go into the cab, shall we, for this approach into Loughborough. So let me just take off the throttle because we're crossing over. A lovely morning on the Midland Main Line. 6 minutes to 6 in the morning. I think actually the weather is set to, the date is set to today's date, which is the 14th of July, and the dynamic weather is on. So let's see if we get the TSW fog by the time we get into Leicester. Quite clear at the moment, isn't it? Speed's coming down nicely. I'll just let up on the brake. We don't come to a complete stop, hopefully. We got anybody waiting to get on? This is a rail tour. Everybody should be really excited, unless they're probably saying, ugh, it's only a class 66. We see them all the time. Well, you don't see this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special one. Actually, once we get in here, let's have a look what's on the back. Because I think normally these rail tours are top and tailed, aren't they? Ah, here's some people. Look. We'll have a look. We'll see what's on the back. There could be nothing on the back, but we'll check it. Ah, that's good. I thought nobody was going to turn up. There's actually quite a few takers, providing they get on. We'll check if they're getting on. It's a bit naughty if they don't. Because if they're not getting on this, what are they waiting for at this time of the morning? Right, I forget just how good the brakes are on this, so we've stopped a little bit short, but it's fine. Let's get the doors open. A couple of people getting off. Right, shall we go down to... No, I don't want to do that. I want to go to the outside views, not the inside views. Actually, there's quite a lot of views, isn't there? Didn't really notice before. But let's go to this side, because I want to go down to the back. There's actually nothing on the back, look. There's a 158 sneaks down the side of us. And get the doors locked. We'll see if we can catch him up. Is he stopping? He's probably stopping there. So he may set off and catch us up, actually. Right, straight to Leicester, platform 3. In 11 miles. Wow, this part, look at this part of the station here. This is overgrown. Look at this. There's the 158 just hiding in there. Right, let's pick up some speed. We're cleared all the way to 100. I think the maximum speed is 75. Is it 75 or 80? Shall we take a look? 75. 75 is our max speed. We're pulling these old coaches as well, so we need to be mindful of that. Alright, off we go. It's a head turner though, this engine in this colour. You know, if they keep it clean, which you know, as an exhibition loco, I bet they do. It's a bit different, isn't it? So I've got this one. I've got the Maritime liveried 66. I'm trying to remember the others. I've got a store-bought one. What else have I got? I think I've got one in the yellow network rail colours as well, which I imagine is my track working sort of 66 for all the P-way guys doing the rail replacement, etc, etc. So I've got others as well, but I can't remember. I keep seeing them and I think, I'll just add that to the Crates Club, because it's dead easy, isn't it, to do that. But what I love is I do love how they appear as AI going past, because there's been a couple of times, not just with the 66s, but with other trains I've got liveries for, and I've forgotten that I've subscribed to them, and suddenly I'll see it go past and I'll be like, oh, look at that, I've forgotten about that one, you know. So that's quite nice. I quite like the Creators Club for that. There's a lot of fictitious ones on there as well, isn't there? Which is great. And if you're very skillful at this, you can do some really good stuff. So if you've been following the channel, you'll know there are a couple of liveries for the Tintin 57 channel that are done out in the livery of the channel colours, the yellow and red. So Yoinker has done a Javelin in the colours, you'll find that on Creators Club, and GSM PFC of course has done the Class 150 in the Tintin 57 colours. Both of those are actually quite popular on the Creators Club, so go and check those out, as well as this one. I expect you all to go and get this one, because you will all have a Class 6 there, if I could spit that out. You'll all have a Class 66 somewhere if you're playing TSW, I have no doubt. We're at 75, so I'm going to obey the rules and not go any faster. We don't want to end up having to go for tea and biscuits because we can't stop further down the line. I think we had enough of that on Tuesday's stream, where I spadded just outside Dartford because I wasn't paying attention. Hey, it happens to us all. You know, if that happens, I'm going to leave it in. That's part of driving. Spadding is definitely part of driving. It's an important thing. And if you do spad, the key thing is to remember not to do it in the same place the next time. So there you go. You've seen me do that a couple of times though. Arosa is one of my favourite ones for doing that. There's been a couple of times where I've gone through the red. It's all good fun. Right, 7.7 to go into Leicester. We're due in 14 minutes, so let's keep the speed around 70, shall we? Lovely. So I don't know if there's any others that run on vegetable oil, or if this permanently runs on vegetable oil, or whether it was just a one-off. I know it went up to Scotland. I was reading about it going up to Scotland, and Prince Charles, as he was then, had a look around it while he was there at some climate conference or similar that he was attending a few years back. So whether they just ran it up there on that fuel just for that day, or if it permanently runs on that fuel, if it does, makes you wonder why they've not converted any more. I think they'd get a lot of plaudits, wouldn't they, for doing that? There's a hell of a lot of vegetable oil knocking about. Right, we've got just over 6 miles. Let's just put a bit more throttle in to keep that speed up. So there are a handful of services for the 66 on Midland Main Line, but many of them are for the railhead treatment train. So if you own that, then you're in business. You can come down here and clean the rails as you can on many other routes now. Actually, that's been that DLC, that local DLC, is not tied to any one route. So it means that Dovetail can put in services on any future routes where that train will run. So it's a good DLC, that, because the more it comes out in future, the more chance you have of reusing it again on some timetable services that you didn't have before. So if you haven't got that, go and pick that up. It's quite nice actually, that. And definitely, if you're not so sure, definitely get it when it comes on sale. I know you've got other 66s, but the railhead treatment train does things a little bit differently, and it's got some new kit. The apparatus for working the water jets and cleaning the railhead is down here to this side, so it's got some extra machinery there, let's call it, to allow you to do that. Right, we've got just over 4 miles. There's not been a lot of traffic at this time of the morning, has there? We saw an HST at the beginning, we've seen a 158. I don't recall anything else coming past us. Could be Sunday morning, couldn't it, this? So there could be a reduced timetable, that could be why. Let's open the window on this side, show it. Makes the cab a little bit noisier. That sunlight's bright, isn't it, coming in? It's very clever though, that, isn't it? Yeah, as the light is shining through the trees, it's sort of flashing into the cab. It's quite nice, quite a nice effect. Right, we've got 10 minutes to get into Leicester. We've only got under 3 miles to go, so we should have plenty of time. Unless the signals are going to change on us, of course, in which case it might take us slightly longer. If you've seen this in real life, let me know down below as well. Is this like, I don't know too much about it, but is this particular to a certain location, or, well, it says DB on the front. Is it a DB owned 66, this one? So am I likely to see this one on the West Coast Main Line, for example, which is, as you know, my nearest railway? Because that'd be pretty neat. All you train guys can tell me. Right, we're coming in hot to Leicester, so I'm going to drop the throttle in preparation. We've got greens, although we could get a yellow. There we go. There's the first yellow in just under a mile. So let's bring it down. We'll have a nice entry into Leicester, I think. We do have a 40 coming up as well. So let's do all this in good time. So yeah, if you like the look of this one, go pick it up, go and support the creator over there in Creators Club. Remember, Creators Club, if you own the game, is absolutely free. You can go and pick up whatever you see, as long as you own the DLC that it relates to, then you can pick it up. Won't cost you a penny. I say this one's got around just under 1,200 subscribers. That's not bad, is it? That's a single yellow, so the next one is in the platform itself, so we'll prepare for that. Let's just go out the cab once more. There's Leicester up ahead. So we are quite early. Very early, in fact. Now let's make sure we don't have our second spad of the week. Yeah, we should be fine. Now, is this going onward? Yeah, it just says Leicester. I just wondered if it went on beyond Leicester anywhere, but it seems not. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to drive that. Leicester's the end of the line for us in the DLC. Okay, coming up to the red. And the red is right next to the stopping point, so I'm going to stop short again, aren't I? Which is fine. I'm happy with that. Let's put some brake in. We've got the doors open. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Class 66 66004. I am a climate hero. Go and pick that up on the Creators Club. And those of you that were talking about Class 66s the other night on the live stream, thank you for reminding me about this. It's a nice one. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It was just a short run. Go and pick it up. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.